Salam alaikum and welcome back to the Ottoman campaign in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And as you can see, some time has passed. It's now 1918. And we are about to go to war with Britain. And there we go. Click through these. I think we managed to not drag anyone else into this. There we go. Turbo electric drive. That will be amazing for future capital ship projects. Alright. So, as you can see, technology is now advanced. I think it reached average at the end of the last video, or just after. So, yeah. I've been doing some refits in the interwar years. We now have pretty good torpedo propulsion. This is just electric torpedoes. I just typically don't use those. But 6,700 meter torpedo range base, and then you add to that, the biggest torpedoes we have are now 22-inch. Which means that the recently refit DD-10 class, I'm building 8 more of these, have a torpedo range of almost 10,000 meters. And those torpedoes are very big, and they are in triple torpedo launchers. The torpedo boats, they were refit a couple of years ago, so they've got pretty decent torpedoes as well, just not quite that decent. I think they're 21-inch and something like 8,000 meter torpedo range. So that's still pretty good. And keep in mind, especially the TB-94s are very small and hard to hit. And with new engines and oil-fired boilers, they can reach 31 knots. They're a little bit more costly now, though, than they were initially. But yeah, that's still pretty decent. So, other refits we've done. The Isa Celebi class, my initial dreadnoughts, now have Mark III 13-inch guns. They also have tube powder as propellants and TNT2, meaning that the flashfire chance has gotten very low. So low that I can actually give them increased ammunition instead of reduced ammunition without just making them floating bombs. So we will not be running out of ammunition in battle as often as we've done in the past. Let's see, where is the British Navy, though? Because they have a lot of ships. A lot of big ships. Not, just destroyer and torpedo boat spam, as certain other enemies have had, but like actual capital ships. But I can only see their... Oh, no, here they are. Huge fleets. Yeah, I would not be surprised if they're gonna go and try and take the Philippines off of me. I want to take some stuff from them, though. But I cannot get out of the Mediterranean with my main fleets. I got a big one here in Lisbon. I had them ready, but the Constantinople fleet... I will need to crew them up, and we're going to send them out, and we're going to try and take northern Egypt and the Suez Canal. And I also want to try and take Gibraltar. So I'm just going to crew my ships up real quick. There we go, and that plus 100 million monthly balance turned into a almost a million deficit. which is going to dip lower now that I actually send them out to sea. So that poor tech budget might have to suffer a bit longer. Let me see, can I launch anything? No, lacking tonnage. How much am I going to need for Northern Egypt? Did I scroll past it? I probably did. Yeah, 141,000 tons. Yeah, we can manage that. Forgot to recrew Bayezid and those two cruisers. And let's see. Bayezid. These are, yeah, pretty old cruisers, but recently refit. Mark III 10-inch guns and Mark III 5-inch secondaries, so they're pretty potent. Now, I will need ships in the Western Mediterranean to actually launch that invasion. So I will need to scrounge together some light cruisers or something just to have some tonnage here. Because I cannot get through the strait now that the British are at war with me. Alright, detach the two pre-dreadnought battleships from this task force. Just sending them over here momentarily just to add tonnage to this region so I can initiate the invasion. And the actual invasion fleet can just as well be on this side of the strait, because the circle is going to cover it. So then, finances, yeah, minus 100 million. I can be deficit spending, that's fine, but 100 million, that's gonna do a number on my economy real quick. My funds, I mean. Minus 19, we can do that. We're pretty good as far as tech is concerned. For the moment. So I don't know how long the war is gonna last. Maybe probably a year, maybe a little bit longer. So we're gonna be falling back a little bit, falling behind a little bit in technology, but that's fine. We can make it up. I don't think so, Soviet Union. We're being struck here. And the British are initiating invasions. Let's do this one first. Like so. Two battleships can join up there. The two light cruisers can you'll send one to strike at Cyprus. And one more for Alexandria. So, Aden. I don't think I've got any ships there. I got ships in Genda. And in Badr Abbas. That's not a whole lot of tonnage, though. Not enough to initiate an invasion of that place. But we can send them over to Aden. They can sit in port there. And if the British try to strike again, well, there will be some ships there to defend. You are on low crew. Maybe you shouldn't be on low crew. They're in the Philippines. La Coronia fleet is still on low crew. I'm just keeping them in reserve, kind of. There we go, minus 60. But my new destroyers are just done. So that's going to cut some costs once they are commissioned. All right, let's see if we can get any battles here. I might just have to break free of the Mediterranean first. But that was, of course, the entire goal of this war, taking and controlling the entrances to the Mediterranean. Is that all you have? Napier-class destroyer. This seems pretty good, though. Very fast. Alright. There we go. I'm just sending 2 cruisers. We got 4-kilometer torpedoes. I think those are fast torpedoes, 21-inch. Now you're hiding in your smoke screen, and it is nighttime. Let's see what else you have. Nothing on this boat that I don't have. So, alright. Alright, Hornet. You haven't launched yet. How many torpedoes do you have? How many launchers, I mean? You got 3 triple launchers. Okay, so that's a 9 torpedo spread. That's the same as my my DD-10 class. Just shorter range torpedoes and slightly smaller. It's a bigger boat though, so it should be easier to hit. For some reason it hasn't launched yet. I'm not really hitting it much. There we go, it launched. But I was in a turn. And it did not account for that. And it seems like it has reduced ammunition for the torpedoes, so no reloads for it. Which means it is done. Now we're just gonna sail alongside and gun it down. I'll need a couple more good hits though to slow it down. Yeah, it's dropping in speed. Yeah, minus 77 for target ship size, so Even if it's bigger than my own destroyers, it's still small enough to be a small target. And as you can see, that is making it difficult to hit. Now it's slowing down, so we can go and get some of that cruise speed bonus, which is not going to be completely compensating for the small ship size, but at least a little bit. There we go, we're getting that cruising speed bonus now as the speed drops. Finally, alright. So first victory there, even if it's a small one. And they're trying to take southern Italy as well. I can take central Italy from them though. But first, I want to take northern Egypt. Then I can worry about this later. They're gonna take Oman from me. Not that much I can do about it. And yeah, they probably will take southern Italy from me. I mean, I could say yeah to an alliance with the Soviet Union. Just to have them bolster my forces with theirs. But I think they only do that if they are also at war with Britain, which I'm not sure if they will be. So, yeah. Yeah, they're sending their ships a little bit back and forth. Where are they going? Around here. Yeah, they're just getting sent through here because that's how the game works. The pathfinding is not that clever. And I am effectively blocking off the Suez. So, right. Onwards. And no battles. Just land battles. I got a couple light cruisers here. That's 100%. That's not going to last too long. And the naval invasion is actually here, not Port Said. So I cannot be blocking off the Suez as I do this, unless I use these two light cruisers or this light cruiser, singular. Yeah, I can do that. Let's say 7-month invasion. Alright. Minus 58. Transport capacity is dropping very quickly, which means I have to bump up this to compensate. Means I have to further reduce this. To not go broke. Yes, I have enough funds, but that's not going to last too long at minus 60. Definitely don't think I need an alliance with Japan. They have really nothing. 3 transports in the Arabian Sea. %, 100%. This invasion seems to have stalled for some reason. Alright, you're trying to make your way through now. Fine. I want to take this so I can send my my Lacaronia fleet here over to central Italy and take it from them. I might also have to retake southern Italy. Sadly, I don't think it can hold on. This fleet is definitely busy doing something very important, which is taking the Suez Canal. And we actually have a convoy battle. That might be the first of the campaign. Destroyers on destroyers. We are defending. These are the new DD-10s. We're fighting 2 Napiers. Alright. That could get interesting. Yeah, it's time to see if these are actually any good at gunfighting. My transports have 4-inch guns. 4 singles. Yeah, 9.8 kilometer torpedo range. I think I'm ahead of them in torpedo technology. Once I spot them, I want to split up my my destroyers. It's gonna make it easier to dodge torpedoes. We got Hydro 2 on them, so... There we go. And we spot them very, very close. What? What are you doing here? Thanks a lot, 10-15. You're just causing trouble here. I think the best way to avoid is just sailing past them like this. My destroyers and my torpedoes have about the same speed. Nerissa has launched. Sheldrake is launched. Okay, so the enemy is out of torpedoes. I dodged the enemy torpedoes and I dodged my own torpedoes. But the guns are not doing much. Let's see, what kind of armor do you have? One on the main belt. At 100% quality. I can pen that. The HE certainly isn't doing much. So, I actually want to force AP. That's what the semi-AP is for. There we go. Scoring penetrations. Let's turn off the torpedoes now. I can be in control of when they are launched. We're scoring penetrations, but no real flooding hits or anything. And the destroyers are simply too small and nimble to be easy to hit with torpedoes. The torpedoes on these are geared more towards striking large formations of cruisers and battleships and such. There we go, finally flooding on Nerissa. These my transports are safe. More flooding. But I'm taking hits as well. But I think Nerissa will be the first one to sink. Dash 16 is holding. One down. One to go. Dash 16 will have trouble catching up. It's got an engine out. You can go with HE until you get closer. Enemy 3-inch gun is actually running out of ammunition. We're running out of HE. The enemy fire might get more dangerous once they switch to AP. What kind of pen do they have? Yeah, this can pen me. These two. I got capped AP. We're doing 32.3 knots. It's a bit faster than me. But again, at least my transports are safe. Well, this is what early game destroyer on destroyer fights are like. It's not that early anymore. It's 1918. But no radar or Mark 5 guns or anything like that. Now, we're gonna switch to AP. Actually, you can keep firing whatever you're firing. You're returning to fight, are you? I'll launch too soon. She's already turning. Here comes Dash 15. Sheldrake might take one. He sailed right back into the swarm of torpedoes. He's actually avoiding them. Oh, he's sailing away from them. You come here. Now, let's see if you can dodge this. Ha! Blammo! That was 9 torpedo hits. At point blank range. I don't think there was much left over. Alright. You're invading Persia, are you? That's no good. Because there's no way I can launch a naval invasion against Afghanistan to, like, block that invasion. All I could potentially do is, if they take Persia, send ships here and take it back. Oh, we're gonna have to send the older light cruisers and into action. One older light cruiser and some destroyers that are being repaired. It's bad timing. There we go. Huge enemy task force. 9 battlecruisers. 1 heavy and 3 DDs. I could activate this fleet. La Coronia fleet. I think I will. Send them out and hope for the best. Come on. I could use the add crew function, but I might as well now because I have no ships remaining on low crew as reserve. Everything is activated. It's gonna be 2 battlecruisers versus 9. So badly outnumbered. But I have a lot of torpedo boats and destroyers, so that might work out. And these have recently been refit. So they should be superior to whatever the British have. My poor tech budget. But once this is done, that'll be better. Crew training is a lot more expensive in wartime than in peacetime. Peacetime, we're looking at like 4 million, which is why I just keep it at maximum, so I get, well, not cadet crew. Not necessarily because of recruitment, which I've got a decent enough crew pool, but it does affect the crew training. I can reduce that and then bump this up just a little bit. Alright then. I think we're going to see some battles. It will be nice once these invasions are done and the main fleets can actually go and do some fighting instead of just sitting in the circle. We got 2 meetings. They've taken some land from me, but don't worry. Don't worry, government. Vindictive class light cruiser. And 1 Napier class destroyer. We got this thing, one of the new ones. They only have 4-inch guns. Of course, the game gives me this light cruiser fight before the big battle. Already spotting the enemy. That is good. Spotting them long before they spot me. So 1 point there to my my tower spotting. Only 7-kilometer torpedoes though. These have not had a refit yet. But we're already scoring hits with the 6-inch guns. Let's see, what kind of torpedo range do these guys have? Very long torpedo range. 23-inch torpedoes. 6-inch armor belt. These are some tough cruisers. I can actually not pen their armor belts. The enemy launched. Yara still has 3 torpedoes left in one of her tubes, one of the triple launchers. But she's not quite out. I've lost some of my torpedoes. Let's see if we can bait a torpedo launch while turning. There we go. Okay. So the destroyer is now toothless. My 2 torps are going out. 4 torpedoes, actually. Are they gonna hit something, though? Yes. That was the bow torpedoes from High Flyer, I think. There we go. We're doing decent damage against High Flyer. How about AP? Will that work? Partial pens, over pens. My torpedo spotting on this cruiser is apparently pretty good. Like so. And also, I'm pretty close to getting Mark IV 6-inch guns. Or I was before I had to nuke my my tech budget again. So these could be quite good. With the guns upgraded to that. And also with Capitalistic 2 as AP. They should be able to pen 6 inches of belt. Which is the maximum for a light cruiser. the secondaries back to target Yara. Alternatively, just see if I can gun down the Yara. More difficult to hit, but at least I can penetrate it. There we go, more flooding. This little distraction gone, I can see if I can get my last 2 torpedoes on target and then just pull out. Torps are not reloaded yet. They soon will be, and High Flyer is presenting a pretty good target. How long is that smoke gonna last? There goes some more flooding on Yara. Torps almost ready. Let's launch now. Might not get a better chance, so. Nah, they're turning. Should have just waited for Tribune to come. And maybe High Flyer will sail into them. You don't seem to be spotting my torpedoes. Oh, we did get lucky. Did get lucky. Oh, accidentally hitting the Tribune there. So which is the better target of these two? I think it might be the Tribune. There we go, more flooding. Torpedo detonations. Main gun destroyed. Got 2 powder and dunite. If I can sink one of these, that would be great. If I can just force them to repair for a few months, I can live with that as well. Now, I'm not too worried about their 4-inch guns. I'm a bit more worried about accidentally eating a 23-inch torpedo. Ooh, Tribune is taking a lot of floating ammo detonation even. Yeah, we might have her. I was about to turn around and just run away, but I think there's a very decent chance we might sink the Tribune. Which will at least in some way make up for the territory that we're losing to the British Army. And nice try with that torpedo, buddy. They got a lot of crew loss as well. I think most of my crew loss is, yeah, from the torpedoes. Because they blew up one of my launchers. I don't think I can get a surrender kill though on Tribune. Let's see if I target High Flyer now, will I hit the Tribune a bunch? Yes. I'm just gonna do that, try and keep the Tribune between me and High Flyer. And get as many accidental hits as possible. It's not that easy. Let's just target Tribune directly. Having more torpedoes would be nice right about now. But that was pretty nice as well. Torpedo detonation and flooding amidships. Yeah, I think my light cruiser is a bit better than theirs. But it does lack that punch to actually quickly gun them down. More flooding. Will that be the final bit? No, I don't think so. They're pumping it out. Gonna have to hit them a lot more. I think that's it. I think we've flooded them out now. Maybe. Hard to tell for sure. Oh, they're pumping it out. At least I'm taking very little damage in return. Despite them having a lot more armor than me, they don't have the guns to do anything about it. If this had 7-inch guns, we would have won already. Was that the last bit of flooding? I think it was. I said that a few times already, but this time I think it was true. And there we go. Victory! Sank one destroyer and a light cruiser. And just ran away from the last one. It couldn't do anything about it. So, next one will be exciting. Queen Mary class battlecruisers with 6 14-inch guns each. Are they all Queen Marys? They are. Mass production right there. One Natal class armored cruiser. Very slow. Queen Marys are also quite a bit slower than my Yavuz. And don't quite have the firepower. So we'll see how that goes, but they should certainly have the numbers. I've got torpedoes though, lots of them. With the DD-10s and the TB-94s. So Redoubt class destroyers, these must be older, I think. Yeah, probably. It'll be interesting to see what kind of ships these are, and if I can sink them. We'll have to rely on torpedoes, definitely. Goodbye, and take care.